Good afternoon and welcome to a sensational Saturday. We are here for our weekly read aloud, and today, Just Us and Books is at the table. It is a weekly farmers market during the winter time, and there's other amazing events that take place here at the table. And I want to thank Ms. Venus Williams for inviting me here today. So, Just Us and Books has to read a story that is appropriate for this auspicious occasion. And today, we are learning about Miss Edna Lewis. The name of our story is called Bring Me Some Apples and I'll Make You a Pie. Miss Edna Williams is a famous African-American author, chef, and she is also a teacher of cooking. And so there she is. So today we are reading about the life story of Miss Edna Lewis. All right, here we go. Whip-poor-will calls the little gray bird. Whip-poor-will, whip-poor-will. The melody echoes through the quiet woods and wends its way down the hill to the just waking farm. This is the sound Edna's been waiting for all winter long. Time to get up, she says, poking her sleepy little sister. I hear the whip-poor-will. That means it's gathering time. I'm ready for the taste of spring. After breakfast, Edna and her sister head out to the fields to pick wild strawberries, the first fruit of the season. Mama says, better hurry. You'll need to outrun the rabbits to get all the berries. Daddy says, fill as many baskets as you can. Ladder's is empty. Sister says, one for the basket and one to taste. Edna says, there'll be strawberry shortcake for dessert tonight. Yummy. A few days later, with the chill almost gone from the early morning air, Auntie and the children gather wild greens before the leaves unfurl. Mustards, dandelion, peppery watercress too. Says Auntie, a fresh, crisp salad to nourish the heart and soul as well as the body. Edna recites, but I have never tasted meat, nor cabbage, corn, or beans, nor milk or tea that's half as sweet as the first mess of greens. Soon the catbird is back and the dogwoods are blooming. Edna follows Daddy behind the plow, pressing her bare feet into the soft, just turned earth. The plow tosses up roots from the nearby sassafras trees, each piece a prize in Edna's hands. Edna says, I'll make hot tea from the roots and sweeten it with milk and molasses. Daddy says, sassafras heals what ails you. Sassafras makes you feel all right. Drink the tea in the morning and sleep all night. Sassafras tea. I know Miss Venus talks about that sassafras tea, and so does my mom. Spring turns into summer, and Edna leads Daddy to a beehive she's found deep in the fragrant honeysuckle woods. He breaks the comb and gathers all the delicious dark amber nectar. Edna dips her finger in the bucket. Honey on hot biscuits sweetens the morning, she says, smacking her lips. Then she recites, a swarm of bees in May is worth a load of hay. A swarm of bees in June is worth a silver spoon. A swarm of bees in July, it's not worth a fly. But those bees are so important to gardening. A warm breeze is blowing and it's cherry picking time. Everyone races to the trees and up the ladders to fill buckets and bellies with the ripe fruit. Edna says, a deep dish cherry pie, that'll be the reward for all our hard work. Brother says, look at the bird in the cherry tree. He's eating them one by one. He's shaking his bill, he's getting his fill as down his throat they run. Cherries. When the wild blackberries are ripe, Edna, sister, and brother forage early in the day before thunderstorms start to rumble. Sweet berries stain hands and lips and teeth blue. Brother says the ripe ones come easiest off the vine, and the lowest ones are the sweetest. Watch out for snakes, they like berries too. Edna calls across the brambles, how about we make a summer pudding or a cobbler, or just a bowl full of berries with sugar and cream? Oh, the blackberry. Summer pudding, blackberry cobbler, oh, yum. Long about midsummer, it's time to gather sun-ripened peaches from the orchard. Edna eats them straight from the tree and the warm, sweet juice runs down her chin. Mama says 6 perfect peaches makes a pie. That's true, Edna says, but the best dessert on a hot summer day is a peach ice cream, and there'll be plenty of willing hands to turn the crank on that ice cream bucket. Peaches, Auntie sighs, pure as angels, sweet as love. Yum, yum, peaches. I love peaches. Edna plucks garden-warm tomatoes from a vine heavy with fruit and places them in Mama's outstretched apron. Southern dirt mixed with southern sun makes a right sassy tomato, Mama says. My favorite lunch above all is a tangy tomato sandwich. Yum, yum. Sugar baby watermelons ripen in the field. As the sun sets, the family gathers round and Daddy plucks the melons till he finds the perfect one. Melons are just like friends, Granny says. Gotta try 10 before you get a good one. Listen to Granny. Everyone savors the crisp, cool, juicy slices. The children spit the seeds as far as they can. Daddy says, save some of those seeds to plant for new melons. Between slurps, Edna says, save the rinds. We'll make watermelon pickle. So I learned something new. I've never heard of watermelon pickle from watermelon rinds. In high summer, evening mornings are hot and dry. Edna, brother, and sister stand at the edge of the cornfield in the shade of the pine trees where the night's coolness still hovers. Corn on the cob makes the best summer supper, says brother. I say it's corn pudding that does that, says Edna. Skillet cornbread is my favorite, says sister. Then she sings, wake up, Jacob, days are breaking. Frying pans on and cornbread's a baking. Bacon in the pan, coffee in the pot. Get up now and get it while it's hot. Fresh cornbread. Out in the vegetable patch, tidy rows of beans are ready for the picking. Bushel baskets fill quickly as 3 pairs of hands make a game of pulling beans from the bushes. A bowl of speckled butter beans for dinner tonight, says sister. Rattlesnake and Christmas beans next, says Edna. We're rich as kings as long as we have beans, says Mom. Edna skips beside brother down the farm lane to the leafy vineyard. Sunny clusters of grapes grow in the wild abundance. Vines twine to the treetops. Ripe grapes make a perfect afternoon feast. I love the jam these grapes will make, Edna says. Come winter, it'll be a little taste of summer. Brother nods. On a cold day, there's nothing more comforting than a thick slice of bread piled high with Mama's grape jam. Add a little peanut butter too. Ooh, good eating. It's back to school just as the apples start to ripen. They crunch with every bite and taste as sweet as honeycomb. There's so much to do with good apples, said Edna. With bushels of apples in the cellar, we'll have apple butter, apple cider, and apple sauce as long as winter is. But today I'll make apple crisp, sweet and tart at the same time. Then she sings, don't ask me no questions, and I won't tell you no lies, but bring me some apples and I'll make you some pies. And if you ask questions about me having flour, I'll forget the molasses, and that pie will be sour. No, don't do that. On a coming of winter morning, there's still one more harvest to gather. The leaves are falling and so are the nuts. Ping, ping, ping. Pecans and walnuts clatter on the rooftop. The family fills baskets full of them. Edna cracks the shells and picks out the tiny nut meats. Nut butter cookies, walnut bread will taste mighty good, she says. The granny sings, raccoon up the pecan tree, possum on the ground. Raccoon shake the pecans down and possum passes them round. Kind of like when we see the squirrels gathering their nuts for the winter. As the first snow falls, Edna inspects the cellar. It is full of good things, nut cakes and cookies, honey and jam, 3 kinds of dried beans, rolls of canned corn, jars of tomatoes, and pickles line the shelves. You can never have too much summer, says Edna. Ooh, look at all that good eating they're gonna do in the winter time. The house fills with the aromas of cooking, warming the spirit on a cold afternoon. Long winter ahead, says Daddy. Without winter, there'd be no spring, says Mama. That's right, says Edna. And come spring, we'll hear the whippoorwill call. Then we'll all go gathering again. The end. Bring me some apples and I'll make you a pie. The story of Miss Edna Lewis. I am going to check out the winter market at the table. I do hope you enjoyed our read aloud for today. Just us and books.
Delicious bites. Yummy, yummy, yummy.